Battlefield 6 just wrapped up its Weekend 1 beta. Is this the game we've all been waiting for, or is it already starting to show cracks? Today I'm going to talk about everything you need to know, share my thoughts and opinions about the game, and talk about what's looking good and what's looking bad so far. Also, drop in the comments, let me know your favorite thing about the beta, or what you think needs to be changed or fixed. Let's get into it. So let's start off with map design. This is a big one, and we'll just get into it. So I think the maps in this beta were great. I think they nailed it. The visual aesthetic of the maps, 10 out of 10. I think they nailed it. Everyone kind of has their own opinions on that, but aesthetics, textures, things like that, I think they nailed it. And Battlefield usually does. As far as design goes, I also think they did an incredible job because all of the maps have various ways to flow about them. So you can circularly rotate and flow around the map. You can linearly, in a straight line, rotate and flow around the map. And then triangularly, you can pick like 3 different points and kind of just work a triangle. Those 3 rotation elements, when you implement that into a larger scale map like the Battlefield style maps, it keeps things dynamic and fun and refreshing. Sometimes it's fun to just have a map that's linear, right? Like Operation Metro or something like that. But overall, I think they did a great job with the flow of the maps. I think spawns could use some work, but that's kind of obvious because this is a beta. Usually betas have pretty poor spawn mechanics. They're not really like fine-tuned yet. So I think they need to work on spawns a bit. Really, my only concern with maps in this game is how unique each map can feel through its engagement range. So engagement range is something a lot of people don't consider when critiquing map design. And when we look at the 3 maps, especially Cairo and Iberian Offensive, they basically had the exact same engagement ranges. Cairo had longer lines of sight and a few longer lanes, but on average, if you played a full match on Cairo and a full match on Iberian Offense, averaged out your engagement ranges, Iberian Offense would probably be like 20 meters and Cairo would probably be like 30 meters. So they're both pretty similar. But I'm really curious to see how the other maps kind of play out because both of those 2 maps are just kind of tight alleyway city and they're awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love that style of map. It's really fun. It reminds me of like COD 4 or even Insurgency Sandstorm or maybe even Squad. So I love the city fighting, but I hope to see in the full game a wide variety of designs. So like some maps you're engaging from rocks and trees and more of like a landscape type of fight, environmental. Some maps you're in cities or interior, like focusing on interior spaces, things like that. And I'm sure they're going to nail it. Battlefield does incredible map design stuff. So that's really my opinion on the maps. I think it's looking in a great spot so far. Now let's hop into number 2, art style and graphics. So me personally, I don't have a lot to say about this. I do appreciate graphics, but as a FPS player, a game like Battlefield, I don't prioritize it too much. It's not that big of a deal for me. As long as the game runs well, I'm okay with that. And for me and my system, the game ran fine. I think the graphics look good. I will say the sun and the lens flare, I had everything set to low and off. A lot of times, if you're looking in the direction of the sun on the map, it's just boom and like a interior window 20 meters away where an enemy is. Now it's all washed out and you can't see them. So you're gonna, you'd lose that fight. That happened to me quite a bit. And so it is what it is. Okay, hold up. Pause the video. I'm editing this right now. Look at the sun flare. I can't even see across the street. Now, is this immersive and visually cool? Yes. But does it belong in a multiplayer fast-paced FPS? Let me know in the comments. I wish that wasn't the case. I know they do that for like immersion and stuff, and I'm sure some people love it, some people hate it. I kind of just put up with it. Ideally, I would take that out of the game, but so really as far as art style and stuff goes, I think they did a good job. I love the realism element to it. I like the player models look great. Gun models look great too. I'm excited to see the full attachment list as well to really get into weapon customization. And yeah, really the only critique I have with graphics and stuff is going to be the lens flare and the lighting changes a lot on certain maps depending the polar direction you're looking. So I wish that wasn't the case, but it is what it is. Now let's talk about weapon and attachments. This is going to be a big one. So I think the weapon and attachment system, I actually am a huge fan of. So I really enjoy that this game, the attachments are important. Don't get me wrong, but nothing like Call of Duty, nothing like other games. And I'm so glad that's the case. So far in this beta, picking the gun is more important than picking the attachments, if that makes sense, right? So the gun itself is the biggest impact. And then the attachments just kind of, you can fine tune things and complement the gun a little bit. I also really enjoy how they did attachments where, for example, Call of Duty, you always want to throw on that one certain optic or that one certain underbarrel grip or that one max range barrel that gives you the best damage range and muzzle velocity. In this beta, that wasn't the case. Some ARs, I liked running the bullet velocity range barrel, but sometimes I wanted the handling or ADS movement. Some guns, I liked running the red dot. I really enjoy how you can use iron sights. I think it's awesome in a game where you don't need optics. The iron sights are designed in a way that are clear and you don't need optics. So I think that's fun. Usually in games that offer attachments such as like bullet types or ammunition, you can change your rounds and a different type of round has a different pro and a con to it. Usually I don't like that, but they actually did a pretty good job creating the balance, what the rounds buff and what they nerf in this game. So I think the ammunition type, usually I'm not a fan of that in shooters, but it is pretty cool in Battlefield 6. I think it works pretty well. Again, I also enjoy how you can kind of choose like, oh, maybe I don't need this underbarrel grip on this gun. The recoil is pretty low. I'm going to run a laser sight instead and get better hip fire. So you have a lot of freedom is what I'm trying to get at with weapon customization. So overall, I think that's awesome how the attachments are really free. I'm really excited to see the full attachments list. I'm also curious how they do attachments. Is it going to be universal attachments, or for example, SMG has unique grips, whereas AR has different stocks or rear grips and stuff like that. So I'm curious if everything's just going to be universal or class weapon type specific. The guns themselves, this is kind of where, so I'm not focused too much. Like, I think the M4 was by far the best gun in the beta, but I'm not focused on the meta of the beta because it's going to be off. Usually in betas, spawns are bad and the weapon metas are off. You know, there's usually one dominant gun. That's how every beta kind of works. I'm more focused on how the guns felt. And a lot of the guns I play on mouse and keyboard, they felt the same. There wasn't really any unique feeling aspect to each gun. It was all just kind of like you pressed mouse 1 and then it was like the recoil happened and it all just kind of felt the same. If you guys have ever played Apex Legends, they did an amazing job at weapon design in that game, making everything feel fun, exciting, and unique to use. I really hope Battlefield can kind of fine-tune their guns to make each gun have its own unique feel, because that's really what keeps a game fresh and fun over a long period of time. So everything to me kind of felt the same. I hope they can give the guns their own little character. But overall, I think the guns and attachments are in a good spot so far. Classes and specialties. So I think the assault class, a lot of people, the problem is the shotgun secondary. I personally wish shotguns just weren't in shooters. Shotguns are either overpowered or useless. There's no like middle ground really to shotguns. I don't know how they're going to tune it down. They could reduce damage range. They could reduce the amount of ammo you can hold for a shotgun, the pump speed. I'm not too sure, but you know, I think they're overpowered, but that's kind of like, without that, what is the assault class good for then? I mean, they have the grenade launcher. So I don't know. The whole thing about the assault class right now, in my opinion, the whole reason why you'd use assault is to be able to have a shotgun with an AR or a sub. So without the shotgun being good, then what does assault class have that makes it feel special? Yeah, they have the ability to run, you know, sniper and, you know, 2 primaries basically. So we'll see. They probably need to tweak that a bit. Support, I think it needs a buff. I like support that you can give ammo. I always like playing support, but I will say the support feels a little, the only thing unique about it is that it feels like you have unlimited ammo. And I know that's always been the support role in Battlefield, but I wish there was another element to it that was a bit more immersive or fun. Something with like, I don't know what it would be. But the folding shield is kind of meh. I wish there was another thing that support had that made it feel unique or special, but as of now, it kind of just feels like you're a player with unlimited ammo. And again, I know that's how support usually is in Battlefield, but I just wish they were kind of able to innovate that role a little bit and kind of modernize it, give it one more kind of subtle ability, or even a gadget that's just fun to use, right? I think Recon's good and Medic's pretty good as well. I think both of those Yeah, I mean, I think overall, really the only thing that's a problem right now is like the shotgun and assault maybe needs tweaking, and then hopefully they could do something with support to kind of elevate it and make it compete with assault a little bit. Netcode and performance. So I think for me, the netcode of this game, which basically is like relating to data relating to like the server. So from your PC to the server to other players in the game, that's kind of going to be thing like ping, hit reg, all of that kind of stuff. For me, server stability felt really good. My game didn't crash. My game didn't stutter. I'm sure some other people had some issues, but my game ran smooth. It was clean. It was a good experience, and servers felt strong. I was never rubber banding or lagging around. Felt really good. Hit reg did feel a little off and wonky sometimes, as well as desync. Like I got killed way around corners a lot, and I also got kills when people were far around the corner, and I was like, as the one getting the kill, I was like, how did I even get that? And then a lot of the time I would die around the corner and be like, how did I die? So, and I'm not sure if that also is an issue with the FMJ, or I'm assuming it's the FMJ round that has the extra bullet penetration. So I'm not sure maybe if that's what it was, or if hit reg felt a little off, but to me hit reg felt a little off, and then desync felt like a little problem. But overall, server stability, ping, game performance, all that stuff felt pretty good. So I don't have any complaints or anything to say about that. And really my final verdict for this weekend 1 beta is I'm gonna give it thumbs up. I thought it was blast. I wish I could play it right now. I want to play more, but yeah, I think it was awesome. I think it was a great weekend 1 beta. I'm really curious to see what we have in store for weekend 2. Are they gonna give us a new map, a new gun? But also at the same time, I kind of want them to just not add anything new, because the more things they keep hidden or locked, the more exciting the full release will feel. You know what I mean? I want the release of the game to feel new and exciting. But maybe some hot fixes would be nice. Maybe a little M4 nerf. Maybe they could tweak a few other guns. But even if it's the exact same experience as weekend 1, weekend 2 is going to be a blast. I'm super excited. Let me know down below, guys, in the comments, what is your favorite part about the Battlefield 6 playtest or beta? And what would you like to see changed? What do you think needs to be changed? If you guys made it to the end of the video, please leave a like and drop a sub if you enjoy the content. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.